Okay, so today we are going to talk about content. Content is one of the most important skills to start developing, working on your copywriting skill and working on your content. So today our goal is going to be to understand a little bit more about the important factors that we need to be thinking about within our content. So let's jump into it. Let me come over here and share my screen. Okay, so here we are today, Content 101. And the number one rule for content is that it is going to promote your authority in your expertise to your audience. That's the number one goal that we're working on. Content is one of the biggest factors. It's the way that you relate to your audience. It's the way that you help them understand who you are. We talk a lot about the KLT, the know, like, and trust factor. This is where they get to know you, they begin to like you, and they learn to trust you. So building authority is very important. It's where your credibility comes from. It's what's called positioning. You position yourself to your audience as being the expert in the field. You position yourself with your content as to why people would choose to buy your product versus your competitor's product. So you want to speak informatively in details about topics that show that you know what you're talking about. And you want to provide specialized knowledge so that your audience comes to you for information about that particular topic. Three of the very big, these are the three most important types of content that we build is lifestyle content, value content, and results content. So let's talk about lifestyle first. Lifestyle content shows off your personality. So it shows who you are. This is where your quirks come out in this content, your opinions come out in this content. It also shows like your knowledge and your expertise. It shows that you're a real person, because one of the things that is really important for content is that you show your authenticity. It's very important that you're a genuine, real, authentic person. This is where you share your journey. So one of the big things to do with this type of content is to document your journey. And so early on, even if you don't feel like you know what you're doing, you're still steps and steps ahead of people who are just starting today. You've got expertise over brand new beginners, just kind of like a first grader would have expertise in education over a kindergartner. So document your journey, because it's also important for people that when they're looking for examples and they're looking up to find somebody to follow, it's easier for them to follow somebody that's closer to where they are. Like for me to start jumping into my mentor's shoes would be really, really difficult. But I can follow his students that are ahead of me and get closer and closer. So document your journey, where you're at. And this is also where your value, it's often referred to as ethos, where your values come out. Like, I do definitely suggest to stay away from the really big topics like politics and religion or anything really super hot, because it doesn't have any necessity in your ethos for your business. But you can talk about your opinions of like I talk about gimmicks. I don't like a lot of the things that are being marketed and sold out there that aren't really useful and aren't really necessary. Even if they work, they're not necessary. and I voice my opinion on that very frequently. I talk about ethics a whole lot, ethical sales techniques and different things like that. And I talk about what makes an ethical sales technique. So voicing your opinions, being a little bit controversial, that's very good because it filters out people. And then the people that are sticking with you after that controversy are like your people. They're the ones that are on your side. So that's the goal of lifestyle content. Value content is like this right here. It's educational, it's informative. It talks maybe about some cutting edge things that are being done within that topic. It's giving out things that are useful tools to people, like frameworks and templates. It's giving industry tips that are gonna like maybe help people have aha moments, and a little bit of like secret sauce stuff so that people can start getting results. The more value you give to your audience in content, the more they're going to know, like, and trust you. You're going to have believability, like you know what you're doing, because they're getting results just with the little things that you're giving them. And that means when they choose to purchase from you a bigger value, they know they're going to get bigger value. So one of the big things is always over deliver. And then results is the other one, which is what we call social proof. And this is another one that just helps people understand that you know what you're talking about. It shows like your eureka moments, lessons that you've learned that you're passing on to people. That's also a value. So some of these can be a little bit of everything. Personality, by the way, goes into all three of these. You're talking about your goals that you've achieved and things that you've done, accomplishments. You're talking about your results that you've been getting, or if you don't have results yet, you can, which means you probably don't have client results yet, you can talk about your group's results or the results that your mentor's group has been getting that you're following in his shoes. And these are the results that he gets with his people. So they're being passed down. So getting that social proof and those results. Another type of content that is very good is called belief busters or belief changers or belief challenges. And these are where you're challenging perspectives, where you're like myth busting perspectives of the industry. So my big ones that I talk about really frequently are how people think you have to have all this hundreds of dollars worth of like websites and funnels and landing pages and shops and all of this complex tech, and that's simply not true. And people go like, what do you mean? All the experts are saying, like, well, yeah, the experts that sell websites tell you websites are essential, and the experts that sell funnels tell you the funnels are essential. But there's really what's essential, and there's what marketers tell you is essential. Marketers are really good at what we do. So, myth busting is a really big one, and it helps show people new possibilities of, oh, maybe I can just have a successful business, but I don't have to go through the whole process of paying $2,000 or $3,000 to have a website professionally built or whatever, like all sorts of other things. Opinion content is another one. And again, this is kind of like a lifestyle one, but opinion content, again, that's that being controversial and kind of giving your opinion. Don't ever be afraid to be yourself, but at the same time be ethical and be upstanding and attract the people that you want to purchase from you. So that's my advice on that. So again, some people might unfriend you or run away because they don't resonate, but stay unattached from it. That's perfectly fine. You don't want people in your business who you do not resonate with. You want the people that you enjoy being around, who enjoy being around you. That is the fun way to run a business. And then there's a lot of other types of content to think about too. If you like to write, you can do blogs. You can do emails if you've got an email list. However, typically in the beginning, most people will not have an email list, and that's not essential. Email lists can come later after you've built up an audience and collected some emails. Testimonials are really good. If you can give your own testimonial. If you have clients, when you get client results, you can ask clients to give you testimonials. And if you don't have either one of those, you can go to your group and ask your group for a testimonial about the system that you're promoting. If you don't like writing and you're more about being on camera and that doesn't bother you, you can start doing videos, short videos, long videos. You can do lives, you can do reels. If you don't like being on video, you can do videos where it's just showing the screen, or it's just pictures, or just moving pictures. You don't necessarily have to be in it. Success stories, yours, that's very similar to testimonials. If you don't like being on screen, but you don't mind being recorded on voice, you can do podcasts. And you can also do something just like this is a great piece of content as well that gives me like some authority about content, that I know what I'm talking about, and gives some high value. So this itself is an example of content like a training or a little webinar. So just remember, no matter what, the number one rule for all content is you have to always add value to your audience. So hope this was valuable to you. Go over this a couple times. Be thinking about lifestyle, value, and results, putting your personality into your content, whether it's writing or recorded. And then always ask questions if you've got questions about it. Otherwise, going to end this one and we'll move on to some of the other material. As always, give it a big heart and write comments about it, questions, anything like that that comes up, and we will see you in the next one.